Breaking news, status report, breaking. So, child, I'm scrolling on Twitter and basically there's this influencer, I believe I've seen her before, but she basically said that, her backstory for her family, that she's basically not black American. I'm getting tired with some of the FBAs because some of the FBAs are going around being like, you're not black, you're not. And they're not really explaining the differences, even though in that post, the comments were explaining that she was not black American, right? And I'm not saying everybody who's saying that were FBA. But on some other posts, I have been seeing that there have been FBA saying that you're not black, and not explaining what that means. But even on that post, where you see people saying she's not black American, I'm glad she was explaining this because that video was basically a response to people saying that she wasn't black. Other stuff, basically, she's not black American, that's what I'm saying. And so a lot of the people were still saying, okay, yeah, we get it. You're still not black American. Can you guys leave us out of it? Because a lot of people are sitting here saying that during these protests and the different ICE situations that are happening where immigrants are getting, taken away from their families. There are a lot of black people that are like, it's not just Hispanic people or it's not just white Hispanics or the Hispanics that you are thinking about. These are also black Hispanics, black Latinas, people who are black in the community, even Africans, some of them are getting taken away. Like it's not just, these particular type of people that you view as Hispanic or Mexican, which is true. The problem is, though, when we're sitting there having this conversation about, race and cultural differences, people do not understand that blackness does not work the same way for people outside of America. And I think the way it works for foreigners is that, or people who have parents from different countries, is they think that we don't understand. And we do understand. A lot of black Americans do understand that, you being a black person or your culture is different outside of America. People do not see race the same way outside of America, and that's okay. But with that being said, black people in America, black Americans, African Americans, we hold blackness differently. So when people are saying that she is not black, the ones who I've seen on the tweet, I'm not talking about the FBAs that are just sitting there saying she's not black, and not explaining further. They're basically saying that she's not a black American. Like that's just not her culture. That's not her ethnicity. She's not a black American. Yes, she's black racially and she's in America, but she's not a black American culturally, ethnically. That's just not what she is. And so I find it kind of annoying when we have these conversations on both sides because it seems like both people are acting obtuse. All you have to do is sit there and say, okay, we get it, we understand. We understand that there are other black people that are getting taken away. However, what we're saying is that we are different from those black people because we are black Americans and you are somebody who is black from a different culture. You are an immigrant. Not saying you didn't work hard, not saying you didn't have to put forth the effort, not saying that you didn't have to, your family didn't have to sacrifice nothing. I'm not saying that. But you are not a black American. That's just the difference. That's just what that is, right? And so there's going to be a different way that black people in America, black Americans, African Americans, if you don't understand what we're saying, see it, because just the way we hold blackness in itself, race in itself, is completely different. And I just wish the girls would get that.